Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Lazy Show where we teach you AutoCAD in a way that is more productive so you can stop wasting your time. As always, we show up here each Tuesday at 10 p.m., and that is Pennsylvania in the United States time. So, if your time is important, if you use AutoCAD for work or professionally, this is your channel. So, we're gonna start today's presentation in a moment, which is gonna be awesome. We're gonna learn how to customize your entire ribbon in AutoCAD. Why? Well, to work more efficient in AutoCAD, right? That's the whole goal of this channel, of the Lazy Arquitecto channel, and we're gonna start right away. But before we have a comment on the chat, and also I like to say hi to those folks that are with us. Luis Augusto Panates is on the chat. Hi, Luis. Um, Luis says, I received a file that I would love to send you. It will be marvelous for example of problems for your demonstration. Hey, Luis. Happy to have you here. Hope you are doing great, my friend Luis. Yeah, I mean, you can send it, of course, to Irving at lazyarquitecto.com, or also you can go to our YouTube channel page, and all of our information is gonna be there also. Let me see if I can show it to you really quick. Let me share my screen. Mm, let me see something over here. Okay. So, Luis. So again, all of my information is on our YouTube channel. I think you're not seeing my screen. Let me see. Here we go. Share screen. And here we go. So again, all of the information is on our YouTube channel. You can just click on our bio and you have all you need, our email, and all of our links. All right. So yeah, you can send it, and of course, once you do that, we can have it maybe for a. I think you were referring to our series called the Lazy Question, right, Luis? This is for people who are new to the live shows. This is a series or playlist where we help you with your questions or anything that you need help with regarding AutoCAD, such as creating blocks, fixing problems, automating some tasks, and so on. So yeah, Luis, you can do that. Luis is also saying there is a bunch of blocks with nested blocks format. So the messy of layers is crazy. You freeze with lay freeze command and it try freezing layer 0, not the layer that the block is inserted on. I understand, Luis. I also worked with drawings from other folks, right? So I know how it feels. I know your pain. Luis also says if you insert the block in the drawing, the block comes like I will call A. If you open Design Center and insert the same block in a new drawing, the blocks lost most of its part, so it come like B. Here we go. Also, Luis says only exploding the block and using copy elements make possible to paste it on a new drawing. Here we go. That sounds like a file that I need to have to make a video, Luis. And going over some of the tips and tricks and techniques that I use to fix those problems that you just mentioned, more efficiently, right? So yeah, you can send it to my email, Luis. Um, so let me get ready over here on my second screen because it's time to do the presentation, right? Um, Today's presentation, which is gonna be awesome. Of course, you can stop me at any time with your questions, with your suggestions, ideas, and so on. All right. So, um, let's see over here. Getting ready. Okay. Let's start, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this live. Um, so as always, you can stop me at any time with your questions. That's the beauty of doing this live. And also, by the end of the video, we're gonna have some time to do some Q&A, right, to help you with your AutoCAD questions. Okay, let's start. Imagine having all of your favorite commands in one place. Do you think this would speed up your AutoCAD work? Well, let's find out. So, to do that, I'm gonna create a tab in my ribbon with my own preferred commands. And I'm gonna add these three commands over here that we have created together in our channel. So in order to do that and to customize and do my own ribbon with my own tools, I'm gonna go and use the CUI command. This will open up the customized user interface. So before I do anything, I like to have a backup of my workspace so that if something happened, I can immediately revert the changes. And the way I'm going to do that is by selecting the current workspace, which is drafting and annotation. That says current. I'm going to right click on it and say duplicate over here. So once I do that, I'm gonna rename this and maybe say drafting and annotation, and maybe I can call this Lazy Arquitecto. You can name it as you wish, but once I have that, I can right click on this workspace and set current. That way, when I start making changes to my ribbon and my tools, again, I can always go back and um, and then fix any mistakes or any problems that I might have. So all of the changes again will be saved under this Lazy Arquitecto workspace. All right. So that's very important. Now that we have that, what we can do is expand the ribbon over here because those are where all of our tools and commands are saved. And what I'm going to do is expand the ribbon tabs by clicking on this plus icon. Now, I can create, you can see all of the tabs that I have. We have annotate, home 2D, that's the home tab right here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on the tab and create a brand new tab by selecting this option, new tab. Now I'm gonna rename my ribbon tab. Gonna call it Lazy Arquitecto, of course. And once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of commands to this ribbon, right? But before I do that, I like to take this into small steps So that way, I know that everything is working smoothly, right? What most folks do is they start adding and changing everything on the ribbon, and once they accept the changes, they will realize that nothing was updated. So they will have to manually go back and see where is the problem. That's not what we like to do here. We don't like to waste time. So that's why I'm going to stop here and simply hit apply and click OK. So as we can see over here on the ribbon, nothing really happened. So that's a problem, right? The good thing is that since I'm doing this in small steps, I can simply go back to the CUI and check what I previously did, right? So we can see that we are on the workspace, Lazy Arquitecto, and when we expand the ribbon and the tabs, we can see that the Lazy Arquitecto is still there, which is good. But we're not seeing it here on the ribbon, right? We should be able to see that new tab. So we know the problem is here. So the way we're gonna fix this is by going back to the Lazy Arquitecto current. I'm gonna right click on it and say customize workspace. Once I select that option, I can see something is happening here. Everything is highlighted in blue. And when I scroll down, I can see that the tabs now have a check next to it. So this way, if I scroll down, of course, the ones that have check is the ones that are being used on this workspace. So, but if we scroll down, we're gonna see that the Lazy Arquitecto tab is not checked. So let's go ahead and check that, and let me go ahead and hit done, and finally hit apply. So let me check now that indeed the Lazy Arquitecto, let's see, let me do it one more time. So customize. I just want to make sure that here we go, it's checked. So we're all good. I'm gonna simply click done and hit OK. Let's see now. Here we go. Finally, our new tab, in this case the Lazy Arquitecto tab, is showing up on my ribbon here. Now, that's a good. That's we're going on the right direction. Again, we're doing this in small steps, so that way we can avoid any big problems or errors, right? So once I click now on the new tab, Lazy Arquitecto, of course, this is going to have your own name, might have your company name, whatever you want to call it. We can see that there is no tools or commands here or panels. That's fine because we didn't add any command yet. But we said that the commands that we're going to add, let me open the tool palette with the control 3 on my keyboard, are going to be these three different commands, all related to annotations. All right. So to do that, I'm gonna, of course, I could do this from scratch and add each command. But if you are a fan of our lazy shows, you already know that we don't like to waste time, meaning we don't like to start anything from scratch or zero. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a command or a tool that I like to reuse, that I liked how it looks. So let me go over here, and here we go. So I want my three commands right here that I'm gonna add to my ribbon tab, Lazy Arquitecto, I want them to look something like this. I like this design. I want the icon to the left, and I want a text that shows what the command is about. So I really like this one, and that's why I'm gonna try to find this and reuse it, right? So that way I don't have to recreate any of these mm, from scratch. So let me show you how we do that. Again, we're gonna use the parametric, and we're gonna use the dimensional panel, and we're gonna use this commands setup. So let me go back to the CUI and try to find those. So ribbon, tabs, the tab would be the parametric tab. So let me scroll down and try to find it. Where it is. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Parametric. So let's expand this. We have parametric manage, parametric dimensional, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is, of course, I need the dimensional panel because I like these commands setup. So what I'm gonna do is double click on any of these commands, and this way I can immediately find where it is located. It's right here. We found it. This one, this other one, and finally this other one. All right. So we're gonna reuse those. And the way I'm gonna do it is, first of all, I'm gonna uh, copy this sub panel tool. I'm gonna right click on it and say duplicate. So that will give me this panel number 3. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is move this sub panel number 3, and I need to move it, of course, under the Lazy Architect, right? That's where I need to move it. So let me go ahead and go back to the Lazy Arquitecto right here. Because before I move my commands to Lazy Arquitecto, I need to create a panel, right? Because commands are not inside tabs or ribbon tabs, but they are inside a panel. So I'm gonna create a panel then really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and under this panel tab, I'm gonna right click on it and say new panel. Here we go. So the name of this panel, it's all up to you, but I'm gonna call them annotation. All right. Annotation, and I'm gonna press enter. Here we go. I have my brand new panel. Now, I need to drag this new panel and place it. So I'm gonna left click on it. Oops, where I just did, I lost it. It's right here. So I'm gonna left click on it, and I'm gonna hold it and drag it all the way up till I see the Lazy Arquitecto tab. So where is it? Let's see, let's keep scrolling, and it's right here. So I'm gonna release it right here, and we can see we have an annotation panel now. Similar to this dimensional, we have an annotation panel. Now, let me now go ahead and add the commands, right? The commands to this panel. The commands that we previously copied. So let me find them. We have so many now that it's really hard. But those commands were under the parametric, right? And then dimensional. So where is the parametric now? My God, so many commands over here. So panels, home 2D, external, insert, parametric. Here we go. It's right here, guys. Finally. so so the row 3 was the one that we previously copied, if I remember correctly. Or was the row 2? Here we go. This one was the one that we previously copied, guys. The sub panel 3 right here, where we have all of these different commands. So what we can do now is then click or left click on it and drag it all the way up till we see our brand new panel that we created called annotation. It's right here, annotation. So for some reason we cannot click and drag it. So what I can do is keep working on small steps. I'm gonna go ahead and click apply and then click OK to see first that my new panel was added, right? Maybe it wasn't added, so that's what is causing the problem. So I'm gonna go back to the Lazy Arquitecto tab and we can see that our annotation was added, which is great, right? We are going on in the right direction here by again doing working one item at a time. So now that we have our brand new um, ribbon tab, our brand new panel tab panel on our ribbon, let's see how we can add again our 3 different commands right here. So let me go back to the CUI. And over here, let's find again our ribbon or tabs. So let me expand this so we can work better. Like so. And let's keep moving. So I'm going to find first the new tab, Lazy Arquitecto. And here we have an annotation panel. And let's go ahead and expand the other panels to find our parametric, if I remember correctly, parametric dimensional. And we double click on it. Here we go. We have a sub panel number 3. That's the one that we previously copied, if you remember correctly. So what I'm gonna do is instead, I'm gonna go ahead and since I'm having trouble copying only the sub panel because it is within a row, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this sub panel 3 that we previously duplicated. So I'm gonna delete that. And instead of duplicating only a sub panel, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate an entire row. And the row that I'm gonna duplicate is this one, row 1. Why? Because that's where the sub panels are located. As you can see, these sub panels are inside the row number 1. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy row 1 or duplicate it by right clicking on it and hitting duplicate. And now I'll have row 4. So let's see if we can drag row 4 directly to our annotation mm, panel, right? Let's do that. Let's try that by left clicking on it and moving it all the way up till our annotation. And you can see that nope, we cannot do that. And I think the reason why we can is because we need a panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and try one more time. Going back, and of course erasing this row 4 because it didn't work, right? Gonna click delete, yes. And this time what I'm gonna do is instead of duplicating row 1, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can copy this entire uh, so I can copy that. New panel, new row. Let me see over here. This is a panel dialog box launcher. So we try adding row 1 and didn't work. We try added the entire sub panel. It didn't work also. So let's see over here. Sub panel row 1. Let me see if I can create not a new tab, but so somehow I cannot copy this panel dialog box launcher that I need to. If I copy this, I cannot paste it. So what I'm gonna do instead is we have a problem here, guys, and we are live. So that's the beauty of doing this live. So let's see how we can figure this out. So what I'm gonna do instead is not hit apply but cancel, so I can not so I can avoid saving any changes. And let's go back again to the CUI. And this time, let's try something different. So let's go ahead and find again the parametric over here, or the one that we wanted to simply copy. So let's find where is parametric. So again, so many tabs and panels that we have. Parametric, here we go, dimensional. Let's double click, and that's the sub panel 2, and that's the one that we need, sub panel 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a different approach because we cannot just duplicate this panel dialog box launcher that we need. And I'm gonna go ahead and right click on the parametric dimensional and hit duplicate. So once I have that, I can go ahead and click or left click on it and drag it all the way up to our new ribbon tab that we created called Lazy Arquitecto. Of course, yours is gonna have your own name. Oops, we didn't expand it, our tab. It's okay, let's do it one more time. Tabs, Lazy Arquitecto, and let's find our copy of our parametric dimensional. Let's left click on it and drag it all the way up till we see our new tab. Here we go, Lazy Arquitecto. We can drag it right here. All right. So once we do that, we're gonna have two panels now. So I'm gonna hit apply, and what I'm gonna do is hit OK. Before I keep changing anything, I'm gonna hit OK. Let's see if we did something right. Again, we're trying to do this in small steps, and here we go. We have annotation panel, and we have a copy of our parametric panel also, which is great. Why? Because now we can easily remove all of these commands. We can easily change the name of this to annotation panel, and we will be ready to go. So let's do that. Let me go to the CUI one more time. Let's go ahead and go to panels. Let's go ahead and find our copy of parametric dimensional. Let's expand that and let's erase what we don't need. And we know that, let's see, let's double click on this one. And we know that we need this row 1, that's right. Row 2, yes. And row 3, yes. Here we go. Those are the ones that we need. Subpanel 3, we don't need it. So I'm gonna erase that or delete it. We right click on it and say delete elements. Here we go. This is how the previous is gonna look. Now we need to erase these commands or tools over here. So what I'm gonna do is let's see, I can right click and say removed, say yes, and here we go. We're doing some progress over here. So again, I'm gonna click this one over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete the row 1. Right click on it, set delete. We removed a couple of more commands. We can hit row 2, right click, delete, and yes. Here we go. One more command to delete, and it's this align. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this command or remove it. Say yes. And here we go. Those are the 3 commands. Now I don't need this one over here, this other command. So what I can do is right click on it, say delete, yes, and finally erase this last command or row like so. Great. So I have all the commands that I need now. And of course is inside my parametric over here. So all I need to do now is let me first hit apply and click OK, just to see that indeed our dimensional panel was updated as shown here. So that way we can continue. So I'm gonna click OK, go back to the Lazy Arquitecto tab, and indeed we are ready to go. Now I'm gonna erase, of course, this annotation tab because I don't need it, and then we're gonna go ahead and rename these as well as replace these commands for the ones that we need. In this case, these 3 annotation commands. So let's go back one more time to the CUI. We're almost there. So I'm gonna go ahead and expand the ribbon, expand the tabs, find our new ribbon tab, remove the ones that we don't need it, in this case annotation, the ones in here. Then we need to go ahead and go to our panels, go to our copy of parametric, and of course expand this ribbon tab like so. And I don't need this sub panel one, that's the line that is right here, that's divider. I don't need that, so I'm gonna right click and say delete, say yes, and we can see that now we have. So let me also delete this other one, say yes, and now we can see we don't have that line or divider anymore, which is nice. So next, what I like to fix is the name, of course, because this is not the name that I want. I want to call this annotation, right? So the way I'm gonna do it is, let's try it. Let's hit apply first, and let's see over here. Of course, I could change the name here under the name general options, but I don't know if that's gonna change also on the new ribbon tab right here. So so what I can do is, so the rename option is grayed out here, meaning the only option to rename this new panel is from the panel section. So let's do that then. I'm gonna go ahead and rename this annotation, as well as over here under the display text, hit apply, and let's see what we got. So I'm gonna click OK. Let's see if that did it. And great, we have the annotation tab with our 3 commands. So the last step would be to replace those 3 commands with, again, the ones that we need. Let's go ahead, go to the CUI, expand our ribbon, expand our panels, find our annotation panel right here. This is the annotation panel that we previously created. We don't need that, of course. Let's erase it to avoid confusions. And over here, what we can do is, again, replace the commands that we need in this case. So I'm going to expand this, row 1, select that command. And from my ribbon, here is the list of all of the commands available. I'm going to find the ISO anno. So I'm going to type ISO anno. Let's see if that's showing. It's not showing this way. Oops. Nope. So let's try it in a different way. I'm going to go ahead and expand this option and say custom commands. So let's see if it's showing now. Nope, are not showing. So let's see. So again, the reason why it's not showing is because these 3 commands are not regular or standard AutoCAD commands available on the program. These are custom commands that we created on the channel using macros. So that's why they are not showing under the regular commands. Otherwise, it would be easier to just replace it from the list. So we have a problem. So let's see how we can solve that. Let's see if we can drag this command. Right click. Nope. We cannot just drag this command from the ribbon. We can't. Yep. So we cannot do that. Let's see how we can again bring these custom commands. So let's see. Let me see if I can copy that and somehow go here and paste it. Nope, it doesn't work. All right. I guess the only option would be to let's see. Nope. So I'm gonna show you first with a regular command, all right? So let's say I want to add the command, I don't know, what AutoCAD command, maybe text justify. So I'll have to just right click or left click on it and simply release it right there. So that way I can erase the show height. I can remove that, say yes, and then once I double click on this row, you can see that now the new command will show up there. Now, since these are not regular commands again, we have to do an extra step. Let me see if I can go ahead. Oh, here we go. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is then I'm gonna have to recreate these commands really quick. So what I'm gonna do is create a new command with this star icon by clicking on it, and you're gonna see that that's the command name. So what I'm gonna do is right click on my commands from my property palette, and I'm gonna copy the name, of course. Gonna paste it here. Gonna keep copying now the description with Control C. Gonna paste it here with Control V, and the last piece of information is copy with Control C the command string or macro, and go ahead and paste it with Control V. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So I'm gonna right click on it, say copy, and then go back to the macro and right click and say, wait, it's not copy. Oh my god, we have another problem, guys. Command string. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna again copy the command string with right click, hit copy. Let's see if I can do it now. Go back to the command, say paste. Finally, so I'm gonna click OK. And of course, I now need to find an icon. Of course, over here I already had an icon, but I don't know if I can reuse that. So I'll have to find that icon again. So I'm gonna assign an icon from here really quick. Just to keep things moving, I'm gonna assign, an icon. Let's say this one right here, right? Again, that's for explanation purposes. So I'm gonna hit apply, and I have my command ISO ano over here ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is left click on it and move it right there and release it. So that way I can erase this other command that I don't need it. So my lazy ano is there. If you see that it's not updating on the preview, what you can do is double click on the row a couple of times. So that way it can kind of update or refresh. So the command is right there. And of course, it doesn't have a name. I'm going to add the name. ISO ano, hit apply. Let's double click again over here. Uh, Small with text. So the reason why it's not showing the text next to the icon for our command, it's because under the appearance option, bottom style, we have to change that to small with text, and that way we will see our command right there. So we can hit apply, and I'm gonna do the same steps really quick again to translate my custom commands over here. So I'm gonna do it really quick again. Create a new command, right click, properties, copy name, paste it. For the description, again, copy, paste it. For the macro or string, copy, paste it, hit OK. Select an icon over here from my ribbon. Let's say this one, hit apply. Ano all off. Gonna drag it, release it under the row number 2. Erase the other command that I don't need. I will click on row 1 to refresh. And go ahead and add my name. Ano all off. And of course, change the bottom style to small with text. And finally, I'm gonna do the same procedure for my other custom command. Hit properties, cell ano, paste the name, copy the description, paste it there, copy the command string or macro, paste it there, hit OK, select an icon, hit apply, and I have my cell ano to select all of my annotations. So I'm gonna left click, drag it and release it there. Erase the command that I don't need. Double click to refresh on the row 1. Finally, rename or add the name of my command and change to bottom style small with text. Here we go. We have successfully translated our custom commands, which were a little took a little of time, but once we hit apply and clicked OK, we will have so let me click Let me close this first and then go back to our Lazy Arquitecto, and we will see that we have created our new annotation panel with our brand new three commands. The ISO anno to isolate all of our annotation, in this case dimensions, text, leaders, and so on. We can go back. We have also added our anno all off to turn off all of our annotations in our drawing with one click. As you can see, we have also added another favorite command to select all of our annotations, the cell anno, and you can see we have successfully created our ribbon, in this case the Lazy Arquitecto ribbon. Great. So what do you think about these techniques that we have implemented? We have created a ribbon. Let me know on the chat now if you have any questions regarding how we create custom ribbon. Again, all of this to make your work more efficient in AutoCAD. All right. So let's see if there are any questions now before we wrap up today's presentation, which was awesome. We went live over some of the difficulties of customizing our ribbon in AutoCAD, but we figured it out. And so now let's see again if there are questions or not before we wrap up today's presentation. Otherwise, I'll stop here and start thinking on our next topic. Let's see. All right. So I guess I'm gonna stop right here if there are no questions. And so hope you have a wonderful rest of the night here, or maybe the day, wherever you are. So I'll see you here the other Tuesday with again another Lazy Show. All right. See you there.